What makes a miracle a miracle? Is it something impossible? Is it something dramatic? Is it something that draws a crowd and draws attention? Or is it just God at work? For me, that's really the point of a miracle. Today's text, from the outside, probably doesn't look like a miracle. It probably looks like an everyday, ordinary occurrence. And I would argue that this is an ordinary miracle. It's what God does in the moment, even without the dramatic and even without the impossible. Acts 23, verse 16. Now the son of Paul's sister, so this is Paul's nephew, heard of their ambush, so he went and entered the barracks and told Paul. Paul called for one of the centurions and said, "Take this young man to the tribune, for he has something to tell him." In verse 19, the tribune took him by the hand and going aside asked him privately, "What is it? What have you to tell me?" And he said, "The Jews have agreed to ask you to bring Paul down to the city tomorrow, as though they were going to inquire something more closely about him. Do not be persuaded by them, for more than 40 of their men are lying in ambush for him, who have bound themselves by an oath neither to eat nor to drink until they have killed him." So this is just Paul's nephew coming in and telling Paul that there's an ambush in waiting for him. And this doesn't seem miraculous, but I would argue this is God at work using Paul's nephew. It's kind of interesting to see that he has family that we don't know about. But God is just using the everyday, ordinary people in Paul's life to protect him, to keep him safe, to accomplish his purpose of taking him to Rome. So today, God is at work in our lives. We may not see it. It may not seem impossible or miraculous from a worldly point of view. But the reality is, when we have the Word of God and the Spirit of God and the people of God active in our lives, God does amazing things every day. Let's expect that today.